On a quiet patch of woods outside New Brunswick, New Jersey, in the early hours of the 16th of September 1922, two bodies lie hidden under a crabapple tree. One man, one woman. Both shot, one decapitated almost completely. The smell of damp earth, blood, and scandal lingers in the air, and 100 years later, we still don't know who did it. The man was Reverend Edward Wheeler Hall, a respected Episcopal minister, a pillar of the local church. The woman was Eleanor Mills, married choir singer, mother of three, and according to town gossip, his secret lover. Their affair was an open secret. Late-night meetings, whispered excuses, stolen moments. But this night, their routine would turn into a crime that would shock the entire country. 2 days after Edward and Eleanor vanished, a couple out for a walk stumbled upon a grotesque sight. Under a crabapple tree, the bodies lay arranged almost like an embrace. Edward had a single gunshot wound to the head. Eleanor's throat was cut so deeply that her head nearly hung by a thread. Her tongue and larynx were gone. The press, hungry for scandal, had a field day. The story of a preacher and a choir singer, both married, shot to death in a lover's lane, spread like wildfire across America. The immediate suspicion fell on the Reverend's wife, Frances Hall, and her two brothers, William and Henry Stevens. Rumors swirled that Frances knew about the affair, that the family was humiliated, that the killings were a brutal revenge. At the trial that followed, the testimony was a mess. Conflicting stories, aggressive press coverage, and even false confessions. The physical evidence at the crime scene had been trampled by curious onlookers hunting for souvenirs. The puzzle was scrambled before the detectives could even begin to solve it. Prosecutors tried to build a case. They pointed to late-night letters, known jealousies, and a community divided by class and rumor, but the pieces never quite fit. Witness accounts changed. The bodies were found days after the murders. The evidence was lost, contaminated, or missing. The Hall Mills murders became one of those rare cases that you can't just brush off. A pastor and a choir singer killed in secret, their bodies laid out like a macabre sculpture. The motive seemed clear: jealousy, rage, revenge, but the actual killer never faced justice. To this day, the Hall Mills murders remain officially unsolved. No one was ever convicted. The case closed, but the questions linger. Was it a jealous wife? Was it a pissed-off brother? Was it someone else entirely, someone who watched the scandal unfold from the shadows, never suspected, never caught? In the tangled woods of history, some trails run cold. The Hall Mills murders are a reminder that sometimes, even with a preacher, a choir singer, and a lover's lane, the truth stays buried. If you want more stories like this, real history, unsolved mystery, and the dark corners of the past, hit subscribe. Because some cases never close, and some questions never get answered.